Hi everyone, welcome back to Easy Cooking with Linda B. Today I will be making for you homemade fresh tomato soup. I'll show you how I do it. So for this homemade fresh tomato soup, you will need tomatoes. I have here 2 to 3 pounds of tomatoes that I had quartered like this. And then you will also need carrots, onions, and garlic, salt, pepper, herbs de Provence. If you don't have herbs de Provence, it's okay. Just use the basil and the oregano, or even Italian seasoning if you have that too. And I'm using 2 containers of unsalted chicken stock along with some oil. And now I'm going to show you how I put it all together. So the first thing I want to do is I want to roast my vegetables. And the reason why I want to do that is to bring out the sweetness of the vegetables and caramelize them, and they're going to be perfect in this soup. So I want to drizzle a little bit of oil on the bottom of my roasting pan. I'm going to put in my carrots and my onions, like that. Kind of spread them around. Okay, and then I'm going to also add my tomatoes. As you can see, they're all quartered, so they'll cook a little bit better. I know they're piled on one on top of each other, but they'll roast down just fine. You'll see when I take it out of the oven. Excuse me. Now I'm going to add a little more oil on top. And then I'm going to now sprinkle a little bit of salt on top, along with some pepper. And then I'm going to use my seasonings. This is the oregano. I really want to season it right in the very beginning of the cooking process, so the aromatics will come out and really flavor these vegetables. And now the basil. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is put this in my 425 degree oven, roast them for about 20-25 minutes until the onions and the carrots are soft, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now my vegetables are out of the oven. They've been roasting for about 30 minutes, and they are tender and soft. I'm just going to set them aside for a moment, and now I'm going to move on to my pot here. Uncover. I'm going to turn the heat on, because now what I want to do is get my chicken broth in and get that heated up. And then I will put in my vegetables, and I'll show you the next step. All right, now my chicken broth has come to a boil, and I'm going to now add my roasted vegetables. I have it down to a simmer right now, so I don't get spattered and hurt. There we go. Okay. Now all my vegetables are in, and we're going to give it a good stir. Turn up the heat just a little bit to get them cooking together. I'm going to let these cook probably for about 20 minutes, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so the tomatoes and vegetables along with the broth have been cooking for about 20 minutes. Some of the chicken broth has reduced, and since I used unsalted broth, I'm going to add a pinch more of salt. Actually, I think I'll put 2 more pinches. I do like a lot of salt. And also a little more pepper, and also some fresh basil. Stir that in. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to reduce my heat. And I'm going to take my immersion blender. And if you don't have an immersion blender, then you can take your vegetables and your broth, not all of it, but some of the broth, and put it in a blender and you'll get the same effect. This is going to make a little noise, sorry about that, but it's necessary. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Oh, that looks good right there. So as you can see, the broth is a little bit orangey looking, but that's because I put the carrots in there and it's actually thickened up very nicely, but I am not done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste this again. I just want to make sure that we have the flavors we're looking for right here. Just take a quick taste. Oh, that's good. It's a little tangy. I don't mind it like that, but if you don't like it tangy, then add a little bit of sugar. I'm going to add just a little more salt. Give it a stir. Now at this point, you could either add cream or eliminate it, but I'm choosing to add a little bit. I'm going to be using light cream. I've got it on low. Pour in until I like what it looks like. I think I'm going to add just a small amount more. Excuse me. You want to stir it in when the soup is on low because you don't want to curdle your cream. Okay, there it is. All right, now it's time to serve up this gorgeous tomato soup. So I'm going to ladle some into my bowl. Now, you can also add, if you like, oyster crackers. Crackers are great in soup. So I'm going to add a few of those, like that. And then you could garnish it with a small amount of basil. I have just a top sprig, like that. And now I'm going to take a taste of this. Oh, that is so good. Oh my goodness, you've got to try this. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and of me making this beautiful homemade fresh tomato soup. And of course, the tomatoes I did get from my farm. And I also want to thank all my subscribers, your loyalty, and you've been so supportive of my videos. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to the new subscribers. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember, always enjoy life and never stop learning. Bye now.